Welcome back. You're still watching Morning Live now. With South Africa's first-year students now starting to settle into university life, many will still feel overwhelmed by the sheer volume of information and tech platforms available to them. According to various higher education experts, getting to grips with these resources is crucial for academic success, as it will help students become more efficient and productive. Dr. Gillian Mooney is Dean of Academic Development and Support at the Independent Institute of Education. She joins us on Zoom to unpack this conversation for us. Doctor, a very good morning to you. A warm welcome to Morning Live. I suppose you need to speak to us about what are some of the common tech platforms used by universities?
Well, if we look at the student journey, the first thing students will encounter is the registration system and the application system. So this is the student management system where you would log on and apply for different courses, and you stay on that journey throughout your career at university. So often that's where all your results are kept, and that would be the student record system, or also known as the student information system. So that's quite an important system that you need to come to grips with. That's where all your marks will be, where you'll get your results, etc. So that is where the university holds your records. I think the second most important system is what we call the learning management system. And this is where all of your course content is. What will happen there is there'll be different resources that your lecturers will load for you to access. This might be a PowerPoint presentation, different sets of activities. And quite importantly, most of your assessments will be logged, or you will upload them through that, what we call the learning management system. And different universities have different names for these. Now, linked to what we call the learning management system is anti-plagiarism detection software. And that sounds all very official and scary. From the university's perspective, it's a way to check that students are not cheating and are referencing correctly. The advantage for the student of this platform is that it's a platform that allows you to check your own work. So if you, for example, have an essay, it's a really good idea to submit your essay a few days early than the due date. And what it will do is it will give you insight into your writing and into your referencing. So although it sounds official, it's really there to help the student check their own work. Mm-hmm. So we've got the record system, we've got the learning management system. Quite importantly is how do you get all of the work done? The library system is also quite key there. That will be a separate system where you can find a whole bunch of information that's related to your courses. I think what students don't often realize is their essays, for example, or their assessments that they hand in require more than just their textbook. And then lastly, we would have what we call almost like a virtual cloud. Here there might be a whole bunch of different programs that you might need depending on your course, and you would access these programs through the system. And then finally, we would have a query system. So if you need an extension for an essay or you're not sure about virtually anything, this is a system that instead of standing in a queue at a faculty office, what you would do is log your query on that system, and usually you would have your query responded to very quickly. Saves you time. So those are the basic systems that I think students will encounter.
Yeah. Dr. Mooney, I mean, speak to us about how easy is it for the students to navigate the different platforms that you've just touched on, and whether have they raised any concerns about how easy or how difficult it is to navigate their way around them?
Okay, so I think the most important thing that students have to remember is they have to log on through their university mail. So they might have a Gmail address. Nothing's going to work on that Gmail address. You would have to use the email address that your university gives you, and that's key. use your university email address, and remember your student number. And with those two things, your username and your password, you can navigate anything. And I know it seems quite scary, and I know that often you think, oh my goodness, I can break the system. You really can't. You need to know two things: your username, your password, and then go in and play. You can't break anything. And if you're struggling, there is always help. So although it might seem overwhelming and there are lots of different names for things, and it almost seems like a whole new language that's in play, it's really easy to remember a username, a password, play, and ask for help.
Unpack for us, Dr. Mooney, your quick survival guide for some common tech platforms used at good universities.
Go in. That's all I can say is go in and have a look. It seems daunting. Don't be scared. Think of it as an opportunity. This is really the way that you will connect with people. I'm really encouraging you to just make use of it. If you think of it this way, that universities have said, well, how can we best help students? And one of the ways to reach many students is through a platform. So I'll give you an example. You're struggling with a course. It might be quite difficult to find your lecturer in their consultation times because your timetable doesn't match those. It's a lot easier to go into the library, to log onto a computer and go onto your LMS, message them in the LMS, send them an email. So it's really a form of connection. I think with students who feel too scared and who perhaps don't try, what they're doing is putting themselves at a disadvantage because there's this wonderful way to access your fellow students, the information, your lecturers, that actually is quite easy, that you can do at any time. If you do have resources at home, it can be done at home. But most universities make provision for this. So there are computers in the library, there are computers in computer centres, and they're there for you to use. And I would encourage that. And I think my major advice is don't be scared. Grab the opportunity because it's certainly there for you.
All right. Dr. Gillian Mooney, thank you so much for talking to us. She's the Dean of Academic Development Support, and we've been speaking about how to navigate your university's tech landscape.